Hey guys.
Hello.
Okay, welcome back.
So, we're coming up on the end of the year, which means we're coming up on the beginning of a new year, which means
2021 financial goals.
See, the reason goals are important is because if you shoot at nothing, you hit it. And some wise guy once said that it's better to, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land among the stars.
That's right.
I feel like that was probably a Hemingway, but who knows?
All right, so we wanted to share with you guys what our 2021 financial goals are.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea if these are achievable because we have no idea what our income's going to look like.
Because, despite the train wreck of our life, we still want to have something to give us hope. So,
yes.
Baby, what's goal number one?
Okay, so goal number one, as you guys know, in the last quarter of 2020, we started consistently saving 10% of everything we made. In that short amount of time, despite having little work, we were able to grow our investments to about almost $2,400.
Nice.
If you're new to this channel, Cody and I are now in our 30s, and that's all we have saved up to our name. We have no retirement accounts.
If I was forced to retire today, I could make it until it's December 1st as of this recording. If I was forced to retire today, we could live on our investments until next week. Yeah.
we have no investments, no retirement fund. We had no long-term plan, really. We've just been in this cycle of trying to get out of debt. And again, we'll do another video.
Yeah, we're going to do a more in-depth dive into our debt journey because I tell you, she's been a roller coaster.
Yes. So our goal for 2021 is that we will be able to grow our investments to $8,000.
Which, if I'm being honest, seems pretty achievable just based on what we've done in the last 3 months. So our stretch goal for that is $10,000.
Yes.
Wish us luck.
While also paying down all of our debt.
Yes, while also not neglecting our debt.
Speaking of debt, what is goal number 2?
Goal number 2?
Yeah.
That would be the second one. It's to pay off the OPD.
What a butt. So our OPD is the Orderly Payment of Debts program. So we at one point were considering bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But Cody still had the chance to be earning a lot of money. And in bankruptcy, we are way over the minimum threshold.
Way over the minimum threshold.
For allowed.
When I'm working.
For allowed income. And so if he were to go back to work when we were in bankruptcy, they were going to take half of everything he made over a certain amount and extend our time in bankruptcy for up to 2 years. When we did the math on that, it actually wound up being pretty close to paying off all of our loans anyways, so we opted for the OPD. It is a provincial government program. I don't believe it's available across Canada. I think only certain provinces have it.
Yeah, I'm sure most provinces have something similar, but the one in Alberta, the way it works was similar to bankruptcy. The trustee calls all of your debtors and everything like that, and basically consolidates everything into one payment based on a very generous budget that they do with you. And then the interest on all your loans gets knocked down to 5%, so that by the time you're discharged from the OPD program, you've paid everything back in full. But also none of your debtors are crawling up your backside about mispayments and shortages and thus.
So we only deal with the one company where we make one payment to them every month. They distribute it to all of our creditors. Nobody's calling us, asking us where our money is. We're not being hounded. We still get to pay back 100% of what we owe. Yeah. And it's less damaging to our credit in the long run. Although it is damaging right now.
Yeah, it's not good for our credit right now, but we'll be, we just finished recording the November recap. So as of that video, it said that we would be out of debt by June of 2022, June, July, something like that. I can't remember.
June.
But June. But so after that, it's on your record for 2 years, and then your credit is totally fine. You've paid back 100% of everything. So we're looking at 4 years from now having pristine credit.
Whereas with bankruptcy, that negatively impacts your credit for 7 years after you've been discharged.
Which, with the way my work has been going, would be a total of 9 years of miserable credit instead of 4.
Yeah, so we're sticking it out for now. Our next goal is going to be finding cheaper living accommodations.
Yeah.
Now, we live in the capital city of our province, so rent is fairly expensive here.
Yeah, rent is high.
By no means is it as expensive as Vancouver.
Yeah, there's definitely places in Canada that are more expensive, but we're paying a lot of money for very little value. So I think with finding cheaper living accommodations, that's either going to mean a lateral move financially to a kind of a bigger, better place without putting our expenses up too much more, or finding something straight up smaller and cheaper.
Yeah.
Ideally both.
Yeah, so we're going to look into that for next year. Our next goal is to continue to save 10% consistently.
Yes, continue with our 10% savings, and if we can, by this time next year, bump it up to 15%, because as you guys know, we're beginning to pursue fire, and you just can't save too much long term at 10%. It's a good place to start, but you should be ramping up. So that's what next year is going to be, is trying to ramp up our savings.
Our ultimate goal is that we could save 50% of our income, but that's not going to happen until we're out of debt and making other changes as well.
Yeah.
But for now, that's our goal.
Yes, 15% is, well, it's like planting a tree. The best time was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So here we go.
Our next goal is to try and grow a side hustle
Yes.
to $500 a month.
Yes.
We're not entirely sure what this will look like yet, whether it'll be getting monetized on YouTube or putting more time into the website, maybe making digital Etsy products. I do have a few things up on an Etsy store right now for budgeting, but I don't really promote it. I haven't really figured out what my style or niche would be on there, or what people are really going to want. So I'm just kind of, putting some stuff up and trying to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah. Right now we're kind of just taking shots in the dark and seeing kind of what people are into.
Yeah, we might look at having me pick up some odd jobs as a freelancer online or something. But no matter what it is, we would like to find something, at least one other stream of income for $500 a month.
Because that's the thing about finances, is there's two ways to get your finance under control. It's spend. Ideally, you want to spend less than you make, and the two ways to do that is to make more or spend less. Ideally, you'll do both.
Yes.
So now is the time. Well, I guess before it was the time, but now is the second best time to begin expanding our income somehow.
And then our last big goal for 2021 will be to find steady work.
Yeah, because as great as it is when I can go away for 2 months and come back with like 14 grand, I've had no work since then, and it's just, the average is not sustainable, and it just doesn't lead to a lifestyle that is conducive to fixing our finances. So we're thinking that we need to look at maybe less income more consistently than what we've been doing now. The feast and famine is just not feasible anymore.
Yeah, and we've talked about maybe having me go back to work as well, which then of course means we'd have to put Freya in daycare. And because we are considered a high income household, we don't qualify for any kind of subsidy for anything. So our daycare costs would be $1,000 a month for her for full time. And because of coronavirus,
full time is all that's available.
Yeah, they will not take kids part time. So we'd have
you
to
don't have to send your kid every day, but you do have to pay for a full time slot. Which
means that I would have to go back to work full time, not part time. And that also means then that I would have to make at least about $25 an hour full time, because after they take the taxes out of that, that's the only way that it's worth it, because otherwise we wind up breaking even on the daycare costs, and then it doesn't make sense for me to go back to work. So there's a few things to consider.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things to consider.
A lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff we're talking about. Ideally, finding steady work is probably going to look like a career change for me somehow. But that creates its own problems, because I do make so much money that we can't really afford for me to start at the bottom somewhere. So we're hoping to be able to develop a bit of a side hustle first, so we have some form of cushion before I make any changes. Yeah.
So that's it. Those are our big goals for 2021. We would love to hear what your guys' goals are.
Yeah, what are you guys planning for the next year?
Leave in the comments below what you're hoping to achieve. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be educational. It could be personal. It could be health-wise. It could be whatever you want it to be. But we would love to know.
Yeah, health-wise, one of my big goals for the coming year is to fix my back. Yeah, I have some pelvic tilt issues that, like, I can barely lift up my daughter. If I lay down on the floor, I'm staying there. So I need to fix that, because I'm not even 32 yet. So it's a problem.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching and for being a part of this journey. And we're excited for what 2021 holds, despite all of the craziness going on in our life right now. We are keeping positive, and we love being able to share it with you.
We are doing our best. So I think that's it for today. Hey?
That's it.
Yeah. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it twice. Thanks for coming along with us. We love you guys very much. And I guess it's almost coming up at Christmas time, December 1st. So
happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Yule?
Yeah, happy Yule. Festivus for the rest of us. And is it payday yet? Bye.